to recognize that our democracy truly matters and that every single corporation should stand with us.
Target did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Federal authorities also subpoenaed financial information from unions and community groups they viewed as supporting anti-ICE activists, according to the court documents. Bernie Burnham is president of the Minnesota AFL-CIO, which was one of 18 groups listed as supporters of an anti-ICE conspiracy to grand jurors. She says federal prosecutors used a, quote, unhinged conspiracy theory to justify targeting political opponents.
The Trump administration continues to weaponize our federal government to intimidate our unions, our communities, and anyone who peacefully opposes their radical authoritarian agenda.
Treasure Thorson is a teacher and member of the Minneapolis Federation of Educators. They're also one of 15 activists facing conspiracy charges for anti-ICE protests. Thorson says they're being prosecuted for nonviolent activities during the surge, like food drives and organizing patrols outside of schools.
We engaged in these protected acts of resistance to protect ourselves from the government, and they were offended that we dare do so.
Gabriel Vandewater is one of Thorson's co-defendants. He says churches, unions, and others who stood together as federal agents swarmed the streets over the winter need to continue to stand strong now that the threat is not so obvious.
The Minnesota 15 case and others like it must be understood as an attempt to criminalize dissent, to make an example out of some of us so that all of us hesitate to exercise our rights to protect one another. We will not allow this to happen.
The U.S. Department of Homeland Security referred questions about the surveillance operations to the Minnesota U.S. Attorney's Office, which has not responded to requests for comment. The court case is proceeding against the Minnesota 15 in federal court. Attorneys for the defendants have asked the judge to order the government to turn over more investigative reports detailing their surveillance of Minnesota activists. John Collins, MPR News, Minneapolis.
And you're listening to All Things Considered on MPR News. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. It's August 18th. I'm Lisa Ryan in for Clay Masters, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. We have a full show ahead, including the latest in our series Beyond the Bet, exploring the diversification of Native entrepreneurship. That's coming up toward the end of the hour, around 4:50. You can also find stories and interviews from that series on our website, mprnews.org.